This year, I started my Forever World. My official date of creation was March 17th of 2025. Throughout this year, I've spent hundreds of hours building, crafting, and creating to bring this world to life. I want to take a step back and appreciate just how much has been done in this last year. I put together a whole list of fun facts that we're going to take a look at between each of the bases we explore. And we've got 8 bases to look at, so let's get started. This is where it all began. This area is unique for a couple of reasons. Given that this is my first and likely, hopefully, only Forever World, I wanted to use this as an opportunity to build differently than normal. Usually, I rush to the finish line, and because I'm only going to build the one base, I always wanted it to be the best aesthetic, but could never really decide on what that even was. On this world, I used the seed Forever with a capital F and wasn't going to redo it if I didn't like the spawn. Safe to say, I didn't like the spawn. Savannah is probably my least favorite biome. Hot take, I know. But now it has a special place in my heart. I tried to make the most of it and use materials I wouldn't usually use to force myself to get creative, and on top of that, I purposefully took it slow. I didn't even go mining until I'd established a small base. Alright, we just came back through the nether portal back to our original starter base. I thought this portal setup is kind of cute. I mean, like, the redstone is obviously pretty ugly, but I like the having to go down into the grave. I thought that was fun. We'll go look at the main base, but since we're over here, I had this, well, I didn't have the idea. I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but basically to put in items relating to my death every time. I did not end up coming back here because my number of deaths is much higher than this, but it was a fun idea. It was a way to make dying a little bit more punishable, and yeah, usually when I die it's because I was away from my desk, so it's really frustrating. In here, wow, I didn't know we had so many little guys. We used this to capture the first zombie villager, so that was cool. That's where our mending villager came from, so that was kind of fun. Over here, I was trying to get a little creative with it. We've got a archery range. Let me see if I can actually hit anything. So you can't go past this line, but you can be on it. Go for the far back one. Oh, I'm close. No, oh, come on, come on. I can't even see it anymore. Oh, now I'm being watched. There we go. Yay! Woohoo! So that was a fun little project. Bam. Put this little bad boy back away. Yeah, the redstone's really messy, but it's all underground, so who cares? Over here, we've got my first little farm, just with all of the basic crops. I think it really does have all of them, which is nice to have a space where I know if I'm missing something, I can come grab them. Well, I guess not all of the main normal ones. I'm sure there's some weird stuff. Like, I got torch flowers and stuff over here. And I've come back to the chickens a couple times now because I've realized I don't have any chickens at different bases and I need a feather for something, so that's super fun. At least I know I can find them here. This, I don't even remember why I built this, but it shoots out chickens on random intervals because on the inside there is a chicken that can walk on a pressure plate. Yeah, this little guy. When he steps on this pressure plate, then it launches any eggs that are in there. I'm pretty sure there's just like a pile of chickens on there, that or I was manually doing it, but yeah. How do I get out of here? This button? This button. Bam. Okay. Whew. Dangerous. This house was a temporary home for, like, I think I had a farming villager here so that I could sell my pumpkins and melons, but I stole him, so he's gone. He doesn't live here anymore. He has moved. This is my little bee hut. Got my bees. I store them up here. Don't know why I decided that, but you know, some funky little storage up there and some extra special flowers here for them. This is my first time using tuff, so that was fun. This whole area, I mean, like, I almost never use cobblestone to build because when I first played the game, cobblestone was all you really had as, like, a main building block, and then when stone bricks were introduced, I was like, oh my god, I'm never using cobblestone again. And so I'm trying to get myself to not see cobblestone as the ugly starter block, but as a legitimate option. So that's hard for my brain, but we're working on it. This area was supposed to be a little dock so that I could take boats in here, and I wanted it to feel like a Valheim build. So, like, we've got the fireplace that has to be covered, and the sloping roofs made out of, these are bamboo, but, you know, made out of, like, thatch and stuff, and gotta make sure we have a fireplace here so we're not cold, and the little torches like it, so that was what I was going for. I think it kind of comes through, but I don't know that anyone would know that's what I'm doing unless you, like, were deliberately told. So, you know, it was a fun thought process to try to build it that way. Okay. Over here, this is the main base. When I first started, I realized that I was playing... I dug this hole in a wall and was like, okay, I like this little clearing here. This feels like the vibe. And then I would keep forgetting where my base was, and initially I was trying really hard to not use F3 to see my coordinates, so it was very much like, okay, if I lose my base then I'm lost, and I didn't have iron or redstone because I wasn't going to go mining until I built a base. So the tower was created, and that's really all it is. It doesn't really have any other purpose, but it's kind of fun to go up here and look out. We'll just climb on up. I guess I put a bell up here. Feels illegal. Yeah, you can come up here. Actually, last time I was up here, I didn't have distant horizons, so this is quite a different view from what I remember. I guess I decided I needed to be able to jump. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Was really, really practical initially. I don't really follow the F3 rule nearly as much anymore, just because I don't know, it gets kind of frustrating sometimes, and it's just not worth my time anymore, but I've looted most of the stuff in here. Well, I don't know, there's a bit in there. A lot of the things here are not interesting because it was very early game, but this is where I, like, initially got to diamonds and all that kind of stuff. This is my first set of leather armor. I never make leather armor, so I was like, we gotta do it, we gotta do it. I think I was collecting chainmail armor and I just never finished, so I'm sure I've got enough of it at this point. I always want to keep it for no good reason. My little bedroom. I love this painting. It's my favorite edition. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. Oh, I was collecting... I forgot about that. I was collecting treasure maps. Every single one I would go to, I filled it out all the way and was keeping them. I don't know why. That was just... That's what I wanted to do. So I thought it was fun. Got me cows and me sheep. I don't know why they're McDonald's colored. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know. They're McDonald's sheep, I guess. Over here, we have... This is my initial little mining shaft. So this was... I had to build all of this before I could go down. And I don't know what the hell happened down here. Something blew up. I don't remember this. Yeah, I have no idea when or how that happened. This whole section completely exploded. I don't know if my brother, like, put a wither down here or what. I had a bunch of chests down here, so it's very weird. Very, very weird. I don't know if this is some kind of weird world corruption. Yeah, but yeah, there's a big cave down there, so that was exciting initially. When I finally got to go mining, it felt special for the first time in a long time, so that was fun. We are just gonna yeet out of here, maybe. Yeah, okay. Sick. Okay. Womp. This house. This is our mending villager, our very first one. It's Scramby Egg. I forgot he had a fun name, Scramby Egg. Yeah, mending for 2. That's pretty good, not gonna lie. I think I had some in there. Not anymore, I guess. This whole bridge thing over here is meant to make this kind of look like industrial over here. Like, the reason it's not covered in grass is because there's a bit of a mining operation, so they need a lot of, travel over here. That's, I don't know why it would need to be so high up, but I thought it looked fun. So, that's all you really need. This was built to take us over to my brother's base over there and to take us to the next place we'll be looking at, which is Stropharia. So I think that does just about cover it over here. So, oh, just kidding. Before we go, this one's important. I like this one. This is my enchanting table. So you would come from up there. There's actually a little pond up here. Let's look at that first. Got my horses, my donkey, and this little pond. I really like this frog. And okay, you gotta check this out. Are you ready for this? If you click on his mouth, then you get eaten. Maybe. I guess not. There we go. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And then you can just pop right back out his butt. It's just a boat, but you know, I thought it was funny. Little crunchy frog. Yeah, I thought this bench was cute. This is, I don't really like this biome, but I thought this had nice cozy vibes. This helped. So anyway, down here, we've got our enchanting table. I put these lily pads so you could just hop across them. It's obviously not the most convenient thing in the world to get to, but that's, that's not the point. And it's kind of just a normal enchanting table, but what's cool about it is that it is a peace symbol. So up here in FreeCam, I didn't have FreeCam until relatively recently, so I just had to like keep manually checking it. And it was really cool the first time I recorded it and zoomed out on it. But yeah, it's a little subtle. Like, I don't know if I would notice it if I wasn't looking for it, especially at ground level. Like, it's, I would just be like, why is it a weird circle instead of actually realizing what it was. But I thought it was a fun idea. And yeah. Okay. I think that, let me just do a little look over here. I think that's everything. Not a ton of stuff. All of it's, small in scope because I didn't have very good tools. Most of this was built with either stone or iron tools, and it wasn't till towards the end when I finally got diamond, because I was trying to take it slow and really, really feel all of the achievements in the early game, because I don't know if I will play the early game again. I probably will in my life, but it's going to be a lot rarer for me now that I'm, using it for Everworld, and I've actually managed to keep playing on it. So we'll go ahead, take the ride to Stropharia, so I'll see you over there. This is where it starts to get good. I found this mushroom island pretty early on when I first went out exploring. Having a mushroom island so close to spawn isn't something I've ever really experienced before, and it made me really excited for this world. Kind of made up for the lackluster spawn. Stropharia is what I would call my first proper base in this world. It's got a decent main base of operation and multiple key farms that I still use today. I do plan to come back and finish up this side of the island someday, but I mean, none of these projects are ever truly finished. I forgot that drops you off. Bam. I think this might auto-launch. This had a whole... Oh. There it goes. I don't think we want that auto-launched. Hold on. Come back. Okay. Yeah, this had a whole system because I was trying to automate the travel back and forth. I wanted you to be able to just like hop on a train that was always going, and that doesn't really seem to be practical with the distance, so that was underwhelming. I do have this fun little minecart here though. Some data pack I have makes them look weird like that. I don't know why it's got a command block in it. I don't know which data pack it is. So here's where you arrive. This is the little welcome center. This text, again, a data pack issue with it showing up gray. It's white text, so yeah, it's kind of just saying, hello, look at our town. Got all of our stuff labeled with banners so you can see what they are, except for the nether portal. That's what that black void is. It's just a mushroom with a black top. So this is Stropharia. Over here, we've got a little helper desk, and I need to put books in it still. Same with the shelves over there. And a wall with all the flowers. Looks like I'm still missing a couple. I need to figure out if I've written that down somewhere. We've got our first hoe. I could not find my first wooden pick anywhere, which was really frustrating because I was very deliberately wanting to put that somewhere. So I just made a second one, and yep, there it is. But we got the first hoe, so that's exciting. Over here we have, I guess I didn't name that. This is the first, this is the egg. So with the date that the Ender Dragon was slain, it looks like it was April. So I only lasted a month before I decided I needed to go do that. And an elytra to go with that. Oh, I had an Enderman who was in a boat, and I named him Corndog, and I gave him an amethyst because I thought he'd like it. And then he disappeared, and maybe he exists somewhere. I mean, he was named, but yeah, never saw him again. And this is my first mace. I have not used it. I am planning to never use it. It's gonna stay mint in there, so it's extra special. So I do need to get another one. I've still never used a mace. I don't really know when I would bother using it, like if you're PvPing or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just haven't really found it useful. So the alternative way to arrive is if you wanted to walk, which was the original way. I've got this big ass bridge. Big. I gave up on decorating it. I still need to do that. It's pretty boring on the side, and this was all supposed to be fully enclosed, and yeah, we'll see. This took forever. Over there I've got my guardian farm, and I've got this cool little bridge here with the little guard dogs hanging out. I really like this one. Oh, you're named. You're Fork? What was your name? Knife. Oh man, that's cute. I wonder if they have a sibling called Spoon. I don't think they do. Yeah, you walk in. Originally, I did not have the cherry blossoms, but I decided that this purple is actually kind of gray if you are spending too much time in it. It feels less and less purple the longer you're here. And I was like, gray trees, purple gray ground. I need some color. So we went with pink, and I think the pink with the teal is really nice. It gives me like vaporwave vibes. So it was kind of a spur of the moment decision, but I like it. I like it. I think it was the right choice. So this is the main base here, and I've got my little mailbox. I think I put that in there. So I got my cute little bedroom over here, and ooh, you gotta see my cows. This is Coffee Bean. I believe this was my first brown mushroom. I could be mistaken. And this is Strawberry. Yeah, just Strawberry. So they're just pals that get to live in the special little spot back here. And a single bunny. I tried to bring bunnies over here, and they all just killed themselves. So that was cool. Love that. Got my storage down here. Nothing super exciting. Actually, we got a Wooga, Velvet Bitch, Toyota Camry, and Pale Forest. Is this one an actual legit? Oh yeah, it is legit. Okay. Up here, there's just more storage. I was gonna put some interesting stuff up here. I had a wall where I was collecting mob heads because I've got a data pack for that, and I just ran out of space for stuff, so I ended up throwing a bunch of crap up here. And actually, I might steal that tough. Yeah, so just more crap. Oh, even more over here. I don't think there's anything in those ones. But when I was working on a future build, I really needed a ton of resources and just needed space to store them. And I do have some shulker chests, but I need to, like, I really need to build a shulker farm, so I haven't gotten around to that yet. That is where I mined all of my pine trees for the longest time. Not pine trees, spruce. They are spruce. Over here is my first super smelter. So you flip the switch and off they go. This was a really big build because it is using kelp up here. So this whole giant block up here is all kelp, and I used the palette of this area. I didn't really make it match the vibe, so that's something that I still need to come back and like at least slap a mushroom up there, something, you know, it just needs something. Over here, let's see, we've got a sea pickle farm, moss farm, which I don't think should be running right now. And it's just the standard moss farm. I didn't come up with any of these, I'm just following tutorials. Yeah, hold on. Okay, fixed. And, okay, you know what, I think I don't know, I can't remember if I designed this or if no, it's got a note. I probably didn't design this. This is literally just the world's lamest, tiniest cactus farm, but with how rarely I need green dye, and that's really all I'm using it for right now, this has been perfect, because while I did live here, this was just on constantly, and, you know, yeah, this probably took 3 months to get this much, but I haven't touched it, so, you know, I've used maybe a stack to get some green, and that's about it. And this is just a little wheat farm. So nothing too crazy here. So when this is making more bone meal, I really need to make it more efficient. I think the only way to make more bone meal is to like shift all of the hoppers, which is kind of a pain. This is our nether portal. Wow. Yeah, I really thought this would be cooler. I think the mushroom's alright. It's too even, and this is a data pack that let me bring these over because I wanted that. And I thought that the like opening book kind of look here would be cool. I don't like it. I think it looks cheap and kind of lame. So this is probably one of my least favorite nether portals, even though it took a pretty long time to make it. Down here, oh, I haven't been down here in a thick little minute. There is something down here, but where? That's the question. My screen's really dark, man. Okay, is this it? No, yes. We're gonna have to I know here. Okay, here's the house. Is it this way? Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is my enchanting table here, and what the fuck was that sound? There are supposed to be creepy sounds, but I don't know what that one was. Yeah, I've just got some screechers down there, so if you make too much sound, it'll open that, make the funky little sound. This, I don't know if you can even see it really, but it's black glass to give it kind of a cool, smoky effect. Oh, that's what's making the gurgles. I guess the gurgles will stay. But yeah, I thought this was cool. It's kind of unfortunate. I was planning to build more down here, and this is kind of just standalone. If you don't know to look for it, like, you're probably not even going to find it, because I could barely find it, and I knew it existed. So now I need to get back. Ugh. Okay. Where did this come from? Okay. Yeah, this is another part why I don't like this. I wanted it to, I didn't want to have like a proper path down there because I wanted it to feel like, ooh, it just kind of is, but now that means there's not a proper path. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to get out of. It's not the end of the world, but I don't love it. Over here, we've just got a real basic iron farm, and look, it's even still working. Amazing. Let's see how much we got in here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not one of the most efficient ones, but it is again kind of like with the cactus thing where I was just always here, and so I wanted something nearby. So I've got some villagers over there, so it wasn't too hard to bring them over. There's nothing inside of this, but this lighthouse was fun to make. I always like having a lighthouse and having the lights go round and round. This was actually really annoying because I built it and then realized that all of the tutorials were either for a smaller or a larger light. So I did have to do some figuring that out. I don't remember what my solution was. Let's free cam up into there. Looks like that was my solution. So, yep. Not perfect at all. Those corner ones never light up, but you know, it's okay. You get the idea. I think it still gets the point across. Over here, we've got the Bone Zone. It is just a place that plays music. So, oh yeah, I wanted to put my skeleton horses somewhere too. We got Jeffrey, Xylophone, Mr. Humorous, and Meg Olivania. And I was keeping all of my music discs in here. So as I collect them, I want to have one of each one in here. And I believe there are the right number of item frames already for it. So I just need to finish filling them out. Got my little dancing dragon heads and a DJ. So it's pretty hip and happening in here with our little dance floor. I even got instructions. Oh, I turned my parrots into, this was a parrot, I turned them into crows with a data pack because I think that's more fun. And yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't seen him since he went through his transformation. We're just gonna leave that off. Or, it looks like it's playing, but I don't hear any music, so maybe I have that turned off, but yeah. Does play them on a cycle, so that's pretty cool. You can just always have music over here. Yeah, it's just cute. I like this. This feels cozy. This right here is my little bamboo farm, or bamboo and reeds. So I do actually occasionally come back here. I don't have any other bamboo farm. I do have others of this. I mean, it's the exact same thing. Oh, the music is playing. I just wasn't nearby. This was a sniffer farm. I have a whole separate video on this where I... Wow, okay. Where I tore it down and turned it into my ghast garage, which has not a single ghast. The note from my brother. I am really sad because this was where Yogurt originally lived. This was his pen right here, and Yogurt suffocated while I was AFKing somewhere. He just ran into a water stream and died. So he has a grave. It's very sad. We will miss you, Yogurt. I do technically have Yogurt Jr., but it's just not the same. It's not the same. So yeah, this build's got a little bit of sadness for me, but I do really like it. I really like the structures attached to the mushroom to give it more stability and more depth and more color. So I think it was a fun build. Got a cute little river that runs through here. This was, I've working on becoming a better builder, and so this was one of the first times I really went after it with having a bunch of different kind of blocks all along the side instead of just having the same one all along, and I think it turned out really nice. I think it's cute. Yeah. This is my load up station. So really, I don't use these ones. This has got experience potions, and I think this has literally nothing. They've all got tubes set up for them to bring stuff over. So this one does actually work. Oh, yeah, you can even see it. Can we get another one? Can we get another one? Yeah. So this is unlimited fireworks, which that is most of why I come back here, because it's amazing. And oh wow, I'm actually making it through them. That's a little scary. I need to AFK over here. For the longest time, this was completely full, but since I just come back here to steal them and then I leave, it doesn't really get time to replenish. So the farm for that's over there, and it funnels all the way underground. And then right here, this is just getting manually filled with carrots from my trading farm over there. So no tube. I mean, yes, tube, not doing anything tube. So, but yeah, you can walk in right here, and then it spits out 16 at you. So I think it's kind of fun. This is technically to keep villagers from walking on it because it's got string under it, but they sometimes find a way. So gotta be careful. Sometimes there's just waste over there, but it's not the end of the world. Got our little pumpkin and melon farm. Oh, you're actually full. The melons are set up to only craft if it's a full thing, but it didn't work. So sometimes I get seeds, but it works most of the time. So we'll go with it. It was my first time using an auto crafter, I think. So it was there's a learning curve on those for sure. This is really just a place to have villagers make more villagers. So got a little hut for them to get it on in there, and I wanted to have a big open space for villagers. This is supposed to be like this is the villager complex, like an apartment complex where they've got a ton of different rooms and, you know, it sounds like a villager complex in here. My problem was they would fall off ledges or they would get stuck places and I'd never be able to, oh my god, guys. I'd never be able to find them, so, like, how did he get up there? And he never comes down. He's been there for a long time. That is the gunpowder farm, which has a... That's basically the fireworks farm altogether. Let's see. If we go over here, we can hop on down. So yeah, we've got gunpowder, and then the reeds here, the sugarcane. And if we come down here, it funnels all of it over... Yeah, see, look, it's working. It's actually really efficient with the creepers, even though going up high and waiting for it doesn't actually matter that much because since this is a mushroom island, there's no mob spawning here, so I built this right on the edge in the water so that it would technically not be a mushroom island anymore. Since there's no mobs here, it makes this super efficient, which is really cool, something that I did not do intentionally, so it was a nice surprise. And right here, the auto crafters make the paper, and then they make the fireworks, so... That's concerning. It's been working, right? I don't know. I should probably come back and look at that. Yeah. This was something I was really excited to make because having automatic fireworks seemed like it'd be really nice. And you know what? It is really nice. It's completely worth it. This is my, like, banner making area. Which I do actually. I've come back here a couple times to like grab a pattern, or I've got all my dye in here. I've got some like wool and stuff in the closet in here, so this was actually really great, and I think this was a worthy build. Up here is just more storage, and apparently all of my villagers like this room. I don't know how they're getting in but not back out, but they can... Oh. Wow, okay. Just gonna let him suffer, I guess. I've got a zombie villager in here. I don't remember why. I think maybe he got struck with lightning? I don't know. It's kind of weird because Mushroom Island. So I was gonna cure him and then I never did. This was my original mining hut. So that's to go back up, that's to go down. And it's actually... I have done a lot of mining down here because I needed a fuck ton of deep slate. So this is all just for the hell of it. There's no project here. I mean, I loosely thought there might be a project eventually, but it's really just, you know, pop on a book, put on a show that you don't really need to, like, make eye contact with, whatever, and mindlessly dig for an hour. That's what this space is. Yeah. There's been a lot of media consumed in this little tunnel here. It is also fun. You can just go up this. Whee! I've got the ominous hole. You would not guess how many villagers got stuck in this hole before. Oh, you can even see one right there. A couple of them. Okay, maybe you could guess. There's been a lot of them that managed to get in here and that are stuck forever. That's been the biggest problem with free-roaming villagers. I really wanted to do that. I was like, we're gonna be ethical this time, and they just don't go home. They get stuck, and then they never go back. Even when they are home, they were getting stuck, so whatever. Oh, I guess I can't go that way. This, I haven't looked at this in a long time, so this is connected to what we're gonna go look at. This is a tube filled with water, and you can see we've got a couple turtles up there, but... If we go over here and climb down, I wanted a place for my axolotls, and I found this cool cave that was mostly filled with water down here, and you can't see out of this at all. What the heck? I swear. Okay. Oh, yeah. I built my first, well, not my first ever, my first conduit on this server. I've maybe built 2 or 3 of them before, but it's actually was really useful for building down here. And we've got various... I don't remember if they're all named. No, looks like they're not. Yeah, they all like to get stuck under the bubbles, so not super exciting. But this whole area, I, like, I did most of this decorating, like the moss and the rocks and all that stuff weren't here. It was really just stone before. Oh, there's another turtle. There's a couple of them. So this took a while, and I never really come down here because there's no reason to. But it is fun, and I wish you could see things swim around more. I tried putting up a bunch of fish, and then realized that axolotls will just kill them. So that was really fun. Not a huge waste of time at all. And we can actually swim in the tube. So if you're hanging out with people, you can just kind of wave at them from the tube, which I thought was fun. We'll just pop right back out. And yeah, it doesn't quite fit the vibe of everything else. And after I built it, I was kind of like, but you know what? It's fun, and it's really pretty when the light shines through it with shaders on. Gives like everything this beautiful purpley glow. So I think it's fun. And this is just for the beacon. This is when before I made my, oh my god, what are they called? The skeletons that drop the things. Wither skeletons, there we go. Before I made my wither skeleton farm, so beacons were much harder to come by, much more a pain in the ass. So we've only got the one here. I think that's it. Let's do the wide shot, just make sure I'm not missing anything. Got the big house, the farms. I think that is everything. So, okay, cool. Well, you go enjoy your fun fact. While Stropharia had teal and brown mushrooms, my hope with Amanita is to eventually give it a more medieval castle with red mushrooms vibe. I haven't gone for that yet, but I did know I wanted to build a base centered around the end portal, as I'd never done that before, and I always loved seeing other people's creations centered around that. This is another place I visit often, as I have a robust trading center that has my most used trades available in bulk. So the path to Amanita is not the prettiest. Generally, I just fly over there, so that's part of why it's not super decked out. I was clearly going to do something similar to the one over there with the cool bridge. This looks like a farm, and it's literally nothing. It's just guardians. We can take a look. I centered it around this. I just wanted it to be kind of cool looking. There's a bunch. Oh, at least there was a shipwreck right there. There's a whole lot of guardian pyramids. Is that what they're called? Temples along here. There's like another one over there, and like they're just, I have my farm right over there. There's just a ton of them. So just thought I'd make a decorative one. In retrospect, it needs to be taller. That is way too short and stubby, but I got tired of making the pattern, and I hadn't really made any big projects yet, so this felt like a big project at the time. In retrospect, this is not at all, not even a little bit, a big project. So it's kind of funny to look back, like that was not even that long ago, like maybe 6 months ago, and I already feel that way. So this whole island had some grand ideas that never came to fruition because they were too vague. So I definitely will come back here eventually, because this is, Mushroom Islands are just interesting to build on in general, and it's really nice to not worry about mobs. I got way too used to that. When I moved to the Aether, I was like, oh my god, there's mobs everywhere. This will go down the proper way. A lot of the times I just fall down in. This took a while to dig out, but it was another one of those, like, you just want to zone out for a little bit. Work was hard today. Let's just rest and dig. So if we go way down, here's where we land. This over here, I've got water. Wow. I wanted to let my siblings know if they played that they can use stuff here. They can take whatever they want. I don't think they have, but they can. Storage. I think this was heavily based on something I saw on Pinterest, but it's so pretty and I like it. So it's nice. This is a little wishing well. You can throw something in and it'll keep cycling it through. So I threw a bunch of things in to make it look pretty. There should be some nether stars in there too. Yeah, there was one. So just some pretty glowy stuff to make it feel a little sparkly in there. That's fun. I was working on an enchanting room over here and never finished collecting all of the books I need because I need a ton of them, but this was a fun, I like that it's cozy and dropped down, and I need lights up there, but it was a project that I was enjoying working on. I really like the library vibe, which I think goes hand in hand with this kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like an enhanced fortress. So yeah, cozy. This is my beacon. It is a lot more cramped in here than I thought it would be. This felt like such a big space at the time, and then I finished it, and I'm like, there's really no vantage point where you can actually see what's happening. You can walk through it. It is reasonably walkable, but not great. And yeah, it's very jungly in here. There's a little campfire up here that you can go hang out and sit. And since this is open to the sky, I did want to have the rain come through, which it does, and you can hear it. But yeah, I kind of thought this would be a nice spot to like sit and chill for a little bit, and then I found that it's kind of too cluttered and it makes me a little anxious. So yippee. But it was still fun to build. This is all of my potion stuff. I was gonna put one or two automatic ones here, and then I went, yeah. So you know how that is. Got another portal here. I think this one's really fun. This is in probably my top 5. I think it's cool that it looks like someone was like doing research in here, and they set up some kind of ritual, and they opened this through this wall, and boom, nether portal. It's, fully decorated. It feels really like, it feels complete, which a lot of my builds are not. So it's nice to have that. If we come over here, then we can head on up. And I haven't done anything with most of these rooms. This is another just giant pit to get deep slate for other projects, so this maybe will be something, but nothing in particular. And there's actually a huge cave system over here that I guess we'll be able to see in the other stuff. So yeah, it ended up leading into a cave system, which wasn't helpful. This was to to do a sand duper, but I didn't actually read the tutorial until after I built it and built out all this area for it, and it only works on Bedrock, and I'm playing on Java, so yay for me. I'll have to do a whole end portal thing. Part of why I didn't want to do it is because it's going to make the end portal ugly, so I'm going to have to find another one, which I'm sure isn't that hard, but I don't want to, so... But digging sand gets really old. You can actually see, here's some of the original... Is fortress the right word? You know what I'm talking about. The original that. If we go up here... Here's where our villager trading center starts. So every floor follows roughly this pattern. I think there's like 20 of them on each floor. It's something like that. They don't go all the way around. Because I wanted to have some space for other stuff. Like on this one, there's nothing. But the intent is that right through here, you can have any relevant farm. So like if I wanted to have something with making paper so that I could sell it to them here, that's where I would put it. I really only did that with the farm, or the plant guys. So we've got our masons here, and you can see the exact same thing. I actually labeled them, so left is down and right is up, and I guess I didn't finish labeling them there, but you get the idea. So over here we have our pumpkins and melons. So you can see the intent here, and this, I use this all the time. I use this pretty much every time I play. This is where I fix up my tools and where I get most of my emeralds, and going through that you can get like 4 stacks or pumpkin and melon from there. This was really just to lock in trades once I had them on something that I wanted. And yeah, it goes up a little bit more. I haven't done the pink. I think was meant to be butchers, and the white was probably, are they tailors? The ones that use the loom. A loomist? That's not it. That's definitely not it. But I got tired of moving villagers in because it's a huge pain in the ass. And you can see the cave. There's where they get brought in, and like this is literally they got carted in from right here. So it is a slog. It's not fun. Not fun to make this. Everything else about it was alright. It was a lot of digging, but like the moving them in, oh my god. This is one of the least entertaining things I've done, and I've done a lot of not entertaining things in this world. So, yeah, I think that's really it. The only other thing here, I mine a lot of trees here. I have Cath's beacons installed, which makes it so I can insta-mine wood, which is really nice. Like, oh, bam. You have to give it nether stars for that, so there is a cost to it. I don't want these right now, so I'm just gonna put them back. But yeah, I hadn't done that anywhere else since it is kind of expensive, so this is where I did most of my tree mining, so that's why there's all these weird trees. And our villager breeder, which I think this is the only official proper one that I've built on this entire world, and I have actually picked them up with a ghast and brought them all the way thousands of blocks away, so yeah, it would be worth just building another one at some point, but since you can carry a bunch of them at the same time, you kind of just like, boom. Yeah, it takes 10 minutes, but every option with villagers takes 10 minutes, so at least it'll be consistent. And I think that is it. Go have fun with your fun fact. The Aether was centered around the idea of creating a quote-unquote working Aether portal that teleports you using a ritual of throwing an ender pearl that then gets moved to the sky. It works decent in single player, but that little bit of lag in multiplayer makes it about 50-50 on whether you get teleported properly or get stuck somewhere weird. This project was my first real proper mega build. This donut took me through like half of listening to the Count of Monte Cristo, which is like a 50-hour audiobook for reference. While this build is far from finished, I really love the builds that are a part of it, and I definitely intend to come back to this someday. Alright, so our next stop is the Aether, which has this building on the bottom here, and then the rest of it as two separate entities. Before I had Distant Horizons, part of the point was that I built the donut like above the skyline, and you wouldn't really be able to see it when you were down here. Now that obviously is not true with this mod, but I kind of like it. It's kind of fun to see it. It removes the mystique, so most people wouldn't see it that way, though. Down here, this is some vibes. It's supposed to kind of sound like wind chimes is the goal. So this chicken adds some randomness to it, and then this goes off on an interval. I don't remember putting a bell in there. But yeah, it goes off every so often. Like there's wind chimes blowing. So I was originally going to try to make music, like proper music, but the notes are so much harder than I thought it would be. Like, to get timing good on them, and you're really limited on how fast they can go, and like, oof, it was way harder than I thought it would be. This build is almost entirely made out of quartz, which took forever. This is mostly from villager trading. I suppose there's some diorite there too. But, like, I didn't cheap out. I really went for it. I cheaped out on this floor in here because it's just a storage closet. But, you know, we can cheap out on closets. That's allowed. Don't shame me. This, obviously, is not finished. I didn't even put the blue in the Aether portal yet. I got kind of burnt out on it because there was so much. And I built the whole shell, but I haven't done the detailing. And who knows if I will. I have that's a sword, and I was going to do a pickaxe on this side. And I mean, it's got good bones. I really like it. I really like the glass dome. I really like the way that it gives you pretty lights on the inside. I'm a huge sucker for stained glass with shaders though, so that's just me. Yeah, It's really pretty in here, and I would like to finish it. I just have other things that keep pulling my interest more, and once I'd gotten this whole system set up, I kind of lost interest. So, how this works... Oh god, do I remember how it works? Okay, I wrote a book. The ritual. Okay. To start, we need to sacrifice an ender pearl. Okay. So let's do that. Boom. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good. Then I just light the fire. There's an ender pearl. Grasp your lighter in both hands and give light to the soul flame. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think that's it. I just go up there and wait. Okay, okay. Wait, there's 19 pages? Oh. It's just saying that it fucks up sometimes. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, cool. So, lighter. Light the fire. Fingers crossed it works. Oh man, it didn't work. So how this is supposed to work, if the server allows it, is you throw the pearl down here. It hovers right here. These pistons push it along, and it goes down here, and then whee, the pearl goes up here, not you. And if it works properly, then you have to wait all this time. It's kind of a long wait time. It's like a full, like, 15, 20 seconds. But it collides with this, and you teleport on top of this, basically. You just go poof up here. And it's really cool when it works. It's just not really compatible with hosting a server. Even though I'm the host and I have control over settings, it just doesn't work. What is happening there? What? Weird. Okay. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Why is it? Oh, it's because of the clouds. Okay, weird. Yeah, which is unfortunate because it's a cool feature. And I built this whole space anticipating you need to have an elytra to be here. If you don't have an elytra, this is not for you. I could put bridges between things. I could make it walkable. That's not what I want for this. I want this to feel like you need some way to like fly through the sky to get to where you need to go. So if you went up here and you don't have an elytra, then you just got to jump into the ocean and suffer. This is the first major thing I built over here, which is just some sheeps. And, I mean, they're maxed out. Oh, not the white wall. I must have grabbed that for something. Yeah, I built a whole little sheep farm. It's a pretty thicky one for these blocks that I needed. Those were just blocks that I was going to be using commonly. The gray ones, not so much. The white and this cyan color for the trees. And I wanted to have an otherworldly feel. So we've got these custom plants with the glow frog lights and the end rods on these fun trees. So custom biomes is something that I think is really cool, and it gives me a lot of joy. So that's something I did more of that on the end portal over there. Well, and obviously those amethyst trees, those are custom. But let's look over here first. So this is an iron farm. It is my prettiest, most decadent iron farm I've ever built. Not my most efficient by any means, but it's really fun. It's just pretty. Everything on here is spawn proofed so that it doesn't need any lights. So it's actually really weird to be here at night, at least for my brain, because like it's dark and safe at the same time, and not on a mushroom island. So kind of fun. They basically fall down that, they go down here, and they fall down into that. And I've got the zombies to, oh, I thought there was one there. I wonder if this still works. Well, there's that zombie at least to pull them in. And they go down here, and this is where they die. And the stuff actually gets sent back up through this. There's stuff in there. You can kind of hear it taken away. And then you can just grab it right here. Boom. Boom. So, yeah, it's another one of those. I really just want an iron farm basically at every major base that I'm going to be at, because iron is such... I mean, I use it for so many things, and I want to make sure I have a supply of it, so I just want to be near it. This is a mob farm that I think is really freaking cool. It is not, like, super powerful as, like, an actual farm. It's decent, like, you know, because we're so high up. You don't have to like go anywhere in particular to get it to to work because there's just nothing else for it to spawn on. So it is pretty efficient on that front, but this was all sorted and it got fucked up because there was too much stuff. Oh, it actually looks pretty clean right now. I think all of the sorting behind it is completely ineffective right now, though. Basically, too much stuff came in, and then it just fried it, and the redstone got too clumpy, and they ate each other. So, yeah, they fall down in here. Oh! Whoa. Okay. My microphone fell over. Okay. Yeah, they fall down here, and it feeds up into there. The planet, I don't know what to call this, the sun up here pulses around it, which I think is really cool. This took a while, a lot of resources to build. The actual farm inside is not complicated at all. You can see my method to get this to go around is just to have a minecart that shoots around it and triggers them, so not the most efficient, and that's also why it's not like consistent. Like, it doesn't do all of it, but I'm gonna take the win. I'm gonna say this is still solid. It could be better. I'm sure someone else could have made it better. I really like trying to add movement to my builds though, and that's where my capabilities were. So it also, with the distant horizons, it looks really cool to see it off in the distance. I mean, it looks like a planet out there. It's like kind of like a second moon hanging out. So it's pretty cool. Over here, let's do the portal first. So this portal has more of that custom biome vibe. I basically want to have yellow and teal trees everywhere. In part because then they can have this nice glow, but I think the colors look nice together. It goes with like the frog lights kind of fit that vibe too then, so this portal was inspired by something on Pinterest that didn't look quite like this, but basically the triangle shape was largely from the inspiration I found. I think mine's a bit smaller too, even though it's pretty big. The picture I saw was huge. And this is our memorial. Oh my god, I swear I can speak. This is my memorial for Yogurt. He drowned, I think, in the stream hanging off the edge over there. If we look in here, there's his harness. There's his tear that dropped from him. So, very sad. I will miss you, Yogurt. I think Yogurt Jr. is around here somewhere, but it's just not the same. So, yeah, I really like this nether portal. This might be my favorite one. At the very least, it's like, it might be tied for first, but I really like it. I like the custom biome area. I like it being a triangle. I just think it's sick. Yeah. Over here, well, let's take a look in this real quick. That's just to have this is just a little thing to do a ink farm. There's some allays down there, and there is a guardian. Oh my god, I did it already. What was it? Temple? Guardian temple. Whew. Words are hard, man. Okay. Over here, we've got this amethyst cave, and this was because I wanted to have an actual amethyst farm right here, since I'm using that data pack that lets you move them. I do have them over here, and I set up this whole thing to automatically farm them, but it's so inefficient because when you break them with a fortune pick, you get like 3 or 4 times as many, so it's just not great, and I don't think it works perfect either, and there's not really any farms for this because you're not supposed to be able to move them, so I had to make it up. And yeah, it's like basically once it's grown on both of these, then like, okay, 2 of them have made it to full growth, so I'm sure most of them over there have grown, so we'll just break them all, and then it feeds them over here where the allay actually picks them up and puts them here, and then we can craft them into that. So it's not great, honestly. It seems good in theory, and then in practice, you get, like, nothing. So, underwhelming, unfortunate. I was really excited about that. But I think this is cool, and it tinkles fun when you walk through it, and I guess I never finished the top. That's kind of lame. But it's almost done. I could probably just do that real quick after this. That's not that much left. I got so close. And yeah, it's just pretty and fun. And it ties into this, where we've got some more custom biomes, shocker, with the fun mushrooms. I like, you know, trying to use the candles to look like little bits of like black grass growing up through there. Got these little spires coming out. You can actually jump in down there through here. There's a hole right here, so you can jump in if you want. And a little stream that runs through here. There's the planet. And these amethyst trees, I think, turned out really good. They're supposed to be like fruits that are hanging off of them, the glowing things, like glow melons. And so that's what these are. They're supposed to be glow melons that fell off the trees. And this is actually a gassed birthing grounds. So I think over here I've got a bunch of supplies for it. Yeah, so we've got supplies. We've got beans on toast. This is to name them, so you have some anvils there. So it's all set up so that you can make them. This tree is not supposed to be dead like this. You're supposed to, not you're supposed to, I'm supposed to put leaves on it. I just haven't gotten around to it. Also, important words of wisdom. This is just a guy. He's not doing anything. This is Slomby. He's just here. Just hanging out. There's a little tire swing here. That was unnecessary. Tire swing that I think is really cute. And let's actually, I'm going to sleep real quick so that we can see this better. It's kind of cool at night. It does have a lot of glowing, but wow. Whoa, did you hear all those bees? I don't usually play with headphones. That was so loud. Okay, before we look at this, we're going to keep looking over. Oh my god, that was risky. Yeah, they look cute. The little pond up here with the water coming down. I'm really playing it risky with my health here. Completely unnecessary. That might be Yogurt Jr. No! It is Yogurt Jr. Hello. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. I want to have everything have more of this vibe. I think this particular section will keep the amethyst, and I don't think everything else will have that. I think it'll have more of that teal and yellow vibe that the rest of the biomes have. But yeah, I'm really proud of this. It looks weird on its own, but it'll be cool when I eventually come back here. This ended up being way more than it needed to be. This is literally just because I wanted to make those yellow trees, and so I need a lot of honey and honeycomb. And I built this initial farm, which is honey on this side, and then honeycomb on that side. Crazy, I know. And it actually, I do have it auto-crafting them. I am supposed to recycle the bottles. I mean, I do manually do it, but I haven't set it up to automatically do that. But I realized that the honey is way less efficient than the honeycomb. Like, so much less efficient. So this is all just for honey. And it barely keeps up. Like, it is insane how much honey you need. So this all literally just funnels through here into the chest over there so that it could all be in one spot. So kind of janky, kind of weird, but you know what? It works. So we're going to roll with it. Yeah. And if we go up here, so if we come back here, boom. We've got these stairs that circle around, and this thing's looking like a snow cone. That wasn't intentional. It's not meant to be a snow cone, but it is, I guess. So we just gotta deal with it. I guess it's a honey-flavored snow cone. There are worse realities to be in. If we go up here, we can actually go inside said snow cone. And I wanted to get creative, and oh, that didn't work. Come on, big money. Okay. I wanted to have that cool pop up into it, but it's like the bees can get out because that part doesn't close. So it was a terrible plan, and it doesn't work very well because they do leave, but it's cool. I had to recently refill this with bees because they were just every single one of them had left. So yeah, it's not great. This is supposed to be like a bee infestation. So these move, they make funky little sounds. It's like a bee crater smashed into this and it's growing all out of it. And it's really cozy in here. I like it. It's just comfy. And you can hop over and like look out at things and kind of see how cool they look out there. And this was one of the first things I built over here because I wanted to have honey. So it'll be cool to keep looking out of that window and seeing this as it grows when I do eventually come back to it. I think that is all of it. We can do a wide shot. Technically, there's my beacon down there, which is just digging down to bedrock because that's apparently one of my hobbies now, just digging down to bedrock repeatedly. So it's just something I can do when I want to listen to something. And yeah, that's it. Enjoy your fun fact. Took a break that led me to wanting to restart the game. Instead of starting a new world, I decided to put all my stuff into a chest and teleport to a specific spot. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I only played for a few days before I got annoyed at wanting to make bigger and better projects and felt like I was wasting my time not being able to use my tools. My partner gave me a really cool idea to have this redstone heart that was found deep in the jungle, and while I technically built it, I really wanted to give this idea the grandness that it deserved. I held on to this idea, and you'll see how it changed into a project that I'm really proud of in an upcoming session towards the end. Let's take a break from my work and check out my brother's creations. I technically have this world open as a server that my friends and family can join. My brother in particular has played a bit and built some really cool stuff. His creations are broken up into a small starter base and a main town center. Okay, so here we are at my brother's base, which is right next to my original base, so you can see right there, so it's not too far away. We played pretty close to each other at the start, which was always fun. I like being close. Even though I've gone far, far away. It wasn't on purpose, I promise. I really like this little enchanting setup, which I think was following a tutorial or something online, but it is still really cute. I think this is so fun. As a little traveling thing. He's got a little chicken over here. Oh, you know what? That's part of why I made the big chicken. I thought this needed booty cakes, so I made one with booty cakes. That was it. I like his tower. It's cute. It's sturdy. And I think we both were like, oh, tough exists. We should probably try that out. I gifted him a little ghast. Neutral. This was, I think, before Happy Gas came out. It was like just before, like they were in the snapshots, but I don't usually play those. This is his main base, which looks very cute and cozy. I like the little windows. Yeah, it's pretty standard. Just a base. It's nice. Accomplishes its needs. Over there is my brother's mob farm, which is, I think, the exact same as the one that I had with the planet. Mine's just decorated, and I wanted one that was near where I was going to be over there since they're so far away. I think we can maybe technically see both at the same time? No. Looks like no. I think it would be right there. Unless it's... Oh, never mind. You can. I was just not far enough over. There it is. Wow. Both at the same time. Over here, he built this wool farm, which has been a lifesaver. Like, I ended up making more of them, but this was wonderful. Very, very helpful. I've filled it up with new shears a couple times, but it's just a classic wool farm. There's nothing super unique about it, but there's nothing wrong with the classics. And the building is cute. I like the Roof. Oh my god. Why does recording make all words leave my head? Jesus Christ. He built this cute train station. It's very, very sweet. Oh, I moved his book over here. Very intense pranking on the server. Got some little benches where you can wait for the train. I don't see a minecart, so I guess we're just gonna fly. But yeah, it takes you over here to this really cute train station. Oh. Wah, 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 wah. Train. Oh, wow, I really just smacked into that bitch. Okay, isn't this cute? Here, look at this side. I'm gonna free cam it. Look at that. That's adorable. I love this. I feel like I don't use brick enough, and this is a real sign that I should be using more brick. Oh, and the mud bricks. I love how mud bricks look. I hate making them. But they also sound cool. A little bakery. Look at that with the little menu. It's very cute. Oh, and they're actually in here. Oh, that's so cute. I didn't realize that. Oh, and they gotta grow their little wheat. Very cute. I gotta come up with more words than cute. I'm sorry. A little trading center. Oh yeah, they got good names. We got mystical maps and magic. Beefcakes, tools, and armor. Bargains, brains, brawn. I like that one. Fresh farm foods. Yeah, see, they're good. They're good. And a bench, which is cute, but we're not gonna call it that because I've used that word too much. The bee farm. I have come and stolen some of this. It is nice. I like the tree. It kind of like feels like a foil to this thing. They have similar shapes. The telescope, which is cool. What did it... I think I wrote that, so doesn't really count. I put this spyglass up here because I felt like if you're gonna have the... Oh, I'm used to playing with double jump, or not double, like a beacon. You can look around. Like, I feel like you gotta. And it's fun if you come over here while he's on, then you can like spy on him building. It's a sick bridge, man. Okay. Nope, go in the... Okay. I guess we could go down properly. Whee. Yeah, okay, nothing in here. But it's very nice, adds good atmosphere. The trees, I like the custom thicky tree. I think this is his mud farm. Nope. I thought it was over here. I guess not. Oh, it says stone and mud. Maybe it was here. You have to go down. Oh, yeah. Become smooged. Did I write that? I don't know. Yeah, I think I built this exact same thing over on my future base. Yep. Yeah, it was this exact one. I completely did not need to do that. Well, it's okay. Now I understand how it works. So if I want to do it over here, I can. Can I? No. Okay. And this one's vibey. I don't know if this one has a purpose. If it does, I have not found it. It's just cute, I think. And that's allowed because this one is just to be cute. This will be some kind of cool tower. It seems to be in progress. We've got a cute little castle. With the horses. I don't think there's anything inside. Yeah. Oh, wait, never mind. Bunch of storage. Oh, I'm guessing he was gonna move over here. That must be it. Which, yeah, that's fair. Castle, sick place to have your home base. I like it. This island is really cool. I don't think it's finished, but the sword is sick. It's a shame that it started snowing. I don't think he wanted snow up here. But yeah, sick sword. The portal on the other side doesn't have anything, so we're not going to bother looking through there. I think we can see it. You can't see it very well from up here. There's technically an Enderman over there. This is not the right view for it, so we'll have to go look at it. I'll have to sleep. And this bridge he just recently built, I think it looks very nice. I don't know if he's gonna... Oh, maybe he's working on something over here. I haven't been over here in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Ooh, I can steal this bed. That's ominous. Big empty field with just lilies of the valley. Am I gonna die if I go over here? Well, he's definitely building something. I'll have to bother him when he's on next. Oh yeah, wow. I wonder what it's gonna be. That's a big clearing. Okay, let's check out the Enderman. I think that's the last thing. You can do an overshot view up here. Yeah, they're all very nice. I like the little builds. It's a really cute little town. And the Enderman is sick. Isn't that cool? I really like it. I like that he's like watching over it. I don't know if there's a lore implication with it or if that's been thought out. I think it was just cool. My brain is like, no, we gotta give it a reason. I like the plants growing on top too. And you get a really good view of the town. I keep calling it little because it's little in the scope of like a city. It's not a little build. It's a pretty decent sized build. I just like that word because all of the builds feel very like cute and cottage core, and I think little just ties into that. I don't want to feel like I'm downplaying it. It's a really cool area, and I'm excited to see what he's going to build over there. I will be keeping an eye on that. But I think that wraps this up, so now you can enjoy your fun fact. Is something I worked on when I wanted a break from all the flying and nature building while creating the Aether build. I found myself itching for some cozy houses. I live in the Pacific Northwest and I'm sucker for cold, rainy vibes, and a piney forest by the river seemed perfect. This area had such a beautiful landscape that took me in, and even though it's about 10,000 blocks away and it takes about a minute and a half of minecarting through the nether to get here, it's still a place that I'm visiting often, as you'll see in the upcoming sections. Okay, so this should be a quick one. There's not a whole lot to see here. Gotta be careful not to show over there. We've got a little hut here. I wanted to have a space where I could build like anything that was like wooden and stone and medieval and like normal resources, because I had done a lot of building with quartz because I started this when I was working on the Aether project and I was getting kind of sick of it, not gonna lie. So I came over and built this. I got this cute little house. Let's free cam it so you can see it a little better. It's just a cute little house. I had my cats over here for a little bit, but they've been moving with me wherever my home feels like it is at the time. And basically I want this to be a little fishing village where like that's what they're centered around, is that they are going to ship a lot of fish from here, but they're going to have all sorts of little different things that they do here. This water wheel was working, and that's literally the whole point of this interior is the redstone for it, but something seems to have broke. I wonder if I just like... That fix it? Nope, that just broke it more. Okay, well, it needs help. But this water wheel was supposed to, like, go on and off so it would look like water was flowing through it. Guess that doesn't work anymore. And this building has no purpose. That's it. So, this is pretty small. I have a crusty, rusty little bridge over here that needs some help. It's, not a lot happening here. I think I built a storage system down here, which is very robust given that I've done nothing here. I mean, like, it's not crazy, it's just robust for there being, like, 2 buildings. So, I guess technically 3 buildings and a bridge. But, I mean, I like what is here, and I do want to build more here. There's too much going on in other projects for this to be a priority, but it's here and ready for me when I want to, and you'll be able to see the other builds right across from it, so I think it being a complementary build will really encourage me once I want to move on to something else. So that's really it for this one, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. Fall is my favorite season, and this year I wanted to create a cute little town that let me put all of the fall vibes into one spot. I kind of ended up making it more Halloween instead of autumn vibes like I meant to, but I still think it's a really cute area, and I'm intending to come back here next year to expand this same space. This isn't as big as I intended it to be, but I think it's decent for the amount of time I ended up spending on it. Alright, so this is Halloween Town. Now, it was not meant to be Halloween Town originally. It was supposed to just be more like Autumn Town, but I built a cauldron, and then it became Halloween Town. These ghosts all have things that they say. Well, that one's sad. They're not all sad. And you don't get to know that one. You can pause there if you want. I don't remember what it says. All of them say things, so that's fun. They just have a little item in an item frame under them that is named with something so that they can all have words, and it's supposed to look like they're talking to you with their text showing up next to them. I think this cauldron turned out really cute. I like it a lot. I thought it was a fun way to incorporate a beacon more naturally into the build. This house is not my favorite. I really wanted to, you know, like, have the white and the black and the orange because those felt like the colors that I should be using. And I could have used like not birch, and I think that may have been better, but it felt like it would be too bright and I wanted it to be toned down a little bit with the birch. So I don't know. I do have a couple black cats around here because, you know, it's spooky town. And my cats also were over here because they are black cats, but they have since moved. We've got rotting food on the table because it's spooky. I used to have a spider friend here, but I guess he got, like, must have left. He was named. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere. So, I did actually decorate the inside. This is open. There's a bed here, even. So, it's a usable house with all of its stuff in it. There's some chandeliers and a fireplace. And yeah. That's kind of it there. Over here, I want all of this ground to be podzol because that will look more fall, look like that fallen leaf kind of vibe. So that's a work in progress from just growing a fuck ton of giant trees to do that. I like this pumpkin patch. I like the giant pumpkins in it and the scarecrows. The little tiny pumpkins. I think they add a lot of nice texture. I decided this one should be a giant funny jack-o'-lantern with his little tiny face and his big old body. What do you say? Okay, I won't spook you. I'm sorry. And we got a pumpkin house. I don't think there's anything in it, though. Oh, there's one painting. Ominous painting. Yes. Yeah, need to decorate the inside of that. And I think you might say something. What do you gotta say? Nah? Oh, okay. I shouldn't be here, I guess. Yeah, that one's a witch, and that one's a farmer, and that one's living his best life. Over here, I made the teeniest, tiniest pumpkin farm. And wow, actually, it's not doing bad. It's another one of those, it doesn't need to be efficient, it just needs to be nearby kind of farms. So it does its job, and you can tell I definitely needed pumpkins for this build. So it was nice to just have a little trickle of pumpkins coming in. And yeah, this is the actual base where I stored all my stuff. And like, I mean, you know, I did use it like a base, my wonky little bed. I had cats here, so that's why there's fish everywhere. Yeah, it doesn't really fit the rest of the vibe is my biggest concern. It's fine. It looks way too modern compared to this house is my problem. So I don't know. Like, I feel like swapping out the glass would help, but I like the glass. So I'm torn. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm not going to build anymore here until next fall. I always get really excited when it comes to that time of year, and that time of year is wrapping up right now, so I've got to be looking towards other things instead of being sad that this time of year is over. And yeah, technically I think that wheat field is really part of this build. There's nothing to see over here, it's just wheat. That's been very popular online to make wheat fields, and I wanted to jump on the bandwagon. Right here feels like I should put a windmill. That would look cute. You'd be able to see it from over there. It'd be sick. Someone mentioned I should make a carrot farm because my cat he has these like toy carrots that are super fun for him to tear up that he really likes playing with. And so his favorite vegetable is carrots. And so making a little carrot farm with a big like tank over there that's his name, Tank, would be really cute. And I think that's it. So yeah, enjoy your fun fact. This build feels like my magnum opus. I'm really proud of my progress so far, and I'm really excited to see where this build will go. It feels like all my builds and ideas have culminated into this project. In large part, that redstone heart idea that I talked about with the baby restart inspired this build. I also really wanted to use copper and copper golems because they're so cute, and I thought that would go great with the ore of life idea. I also thought it would be a cool idea to incorporate iron into that spire that comes up into the middle of this really cool naturally generated bowl. Bronze Peak ended up being the name that I landed on, and this is the base that really feels like home right now. To end, we are going to look at my favorite project and the one I'm currently working on, Bronze Peak. This one has probably had my most consistent effort, the most hours in it, my most skilled building. It's the one the one I'm working on the most recently, and I really, really am excited for it. There's a lot of things that I still want to do with it, and every day I have more ideas for it. I have been having fun with signs, so you'll see more of those in this with the new shelves. But basically, the idea with Bronze Peak is that you have this whole dock here. Hold on. You got this dock here, and long term, I'm gonna build out some that come out, and they're gonna have like cool boats. And part of the fun of that is that the boats do not have to fit the aesthetic of everything else. In fact, I probably will want to deliberately have them reference my other builds, like maybe have one that's kind of like floating and is anchored with a tie that's from the Aether, and having, the fishing tent probably doesn't really need one over here, but maybe I'll have one out of acacia that will reference my original home build, and all of that kind of stuff, and that will be really fun. And you can pull up here, and you got to go through this like winding path. This is supposed to be the only entrance in, is the idea, that they're forcing you to funnel through here. Now the reality is, like, we all have wings, and it's not that big of a deal. You can just climb in. But lore wise, what are you doing? That's wrong, but I'm not going to fix it right now. Something got... Oh, it was just taking a sweet-ass time. Never mind. It's fine. Okay. You come up here, and as you come in, there's all these, like, opportunist shops that have been set up because they're like, oh my gosh, all these people are coming in. We got to capture their attention. So that's what this is supposed to be. Or, like, shopkeepers that are, like, setting up here temporarily because they just came in and they don't want to go all the way inside, or maybe they don't have the visa required to get in, or that kind of thing. And here is where they're gonna like offload all of their stuff from the boats, and then you can put it onto this and bring it up and plop it here, where then it can go to all the shopping centers or be taken up inside. So I've been trying to think it through, you know. I built a cool big tree because I wanted a cool big tree. And I want to have more plants here. I was going to have originally all of these funky plants here because it kind of fits more with that, like, ooh, we're somewhere special. But my farm for them is not efficient because I let them free roam and they got out. So that's my bad. Actually, let's look at all of these. I think these are really cute. So this one is like drinks. So we've got a big wine thing here, but I need to finish filling this in. These are supposed to look like different drink colors that you can get. And I actually labeled all of these with the different drinks that they are. So that's fun. I went out of my way for that. And here's where the worker can come make the drinks. And here's their little break spot where they can have a drink themselves. Over here, this one's the one I'm the least excited about. But you can buy meat here of different kinds. That's like fish. That's why it's got green. It's not moldy, I promise. It's Macy's Meats. There was a little guy here, but he's gone. He left. So there's supposed to be a copper golem manning the station, but, well, Macy, I guess. This is literally just active storage. It's not going to stay looking like this, but for now it kind of looks like it's, you know, on purpose. Here's Zach. Technically his name is Isaac, and he sells plants and seeds. Plants. See? Plants. Yeah. And you can get your own, you can get like fertilizer here too. So it's cute. Up here, we've got some carts. Oh, here's Cornelius. Yeah, was on the cart. I don't know how he fell off, but it's a huge pain to move him. So he's staying there for now. They got a knocked over cart over here just because I think it's kind of cute and silly. And I saw it on Pinterest. So, you know, you gotta. This I built over the span of like a couple weeks, where I originally just had the like heads and they weren't decorated, and I actually had it be lighter on this inside part at first, but it just looked weird with have like the recessed part being lighter didn't feel right. So I swapped it out for darker in there. And these weren't even part of the original drawing that I made, but I decided that flames would be cool. And I even tried with like real flames at first, but they looked weird. And not that these are perfect, but I think this is better. It definitely was stretching my capabilities, and I'm sure I will want to redo those someday because my brain says they're okay, but I like the idea, and that will fuel my joy enough. If we come inside, this is my copper golem fueled storage system. So if we go back here, hopefully they haven't fallen off. Whatever. I recently lined this with wood because things kept pushing them off, and I was worried it was bats. So it's a huge pain in the ass to have to like, you have to like move the mine carts and like put extra blocks down and then break them so they fall onto the stairs. It's like not my favorite. So as far as storage goes, they're good. I like them. They're better than doing hoppers for all this. That would be like impossible. I would need a very different setup for that. So I do like them, but I don't think that my system is the best one for sure. And there's none on the top. This is just like, this is my manual overflow storage. So like I have a million leaves, so many leaves. It's actually not that bad. I don't know. I don't want to throw them out, but they're not really necessary. And like I have so much stone that I don't need. And again, I need a shulker farm because then that just completely goes away, but I haven't done it. This is where you can put them in. So, whoa. What's happening? You're just, okay. Well, he's working on it. He's just taking his time. So that's where you put the stuff in. It's particularly full right now. He was recently knocked off his things. So that's why I had to back up. And you can place your shulker boxes on there. So that's another way that you can unload. Over here, we have our little sign-in book. So if you want, you can leave a note there. I thought you could flip them upside down, be like a item frame. You cannot do that. But yeah, I wanted it to be like you can't really see either of their faces. Like he's too short and he's too tall, and I think it worked perfect. And they're silly little guys. And back there, Oh, there used to be a little guy that was moving books back and forth. Where did he go? How did he leave? I don't understand. What? Where did he go? Well, okay. This also will close when it turns to night, which, like, is it doing that now? What time is it? No, that's full day. I'll just flip it. So, like, those all close at night, and then they open back up during the day, which actually can be kind of helpful if I'm, like, working in here, because I've got a lot of farms over here, so if I'm doing stuff over here, I can kind of, like, just look and see if that's opened or closed. There's technically a clock here, too, which would work, but instead of that, I look at that, because that's the part that gives me dopamine. Yeah. But yeah, that took me way longer than it needed to, but I think it looks cute. And here, this bee farm was meant to be entirely temporary, and then I went, I need so much wax because I'm building with copper, and so I decided to just make it a feature here. And I think it's cute. It's nice. It works, and it's not very much, but it's plenty because I'm here so often. This is very central. I mean, it's right next to my storage, so it ends up working just fine. This is actually my ghetto slime farm. You splash them with a slime potion, and then you just go for it, and they don't stay in the confines, so they spill out everywhere, and it's terrible, and it's super inefficient, and I don't recommend it. I should have followed a tutorial. I watched one or two and went, nah, I can figure it out. I could not figure it out. I know what's wrong, I just don't want to fix it, so. This is my armadillos. I think they're, I can't remember if they're named. We're gonna check it out, though. This is that I wanted some scute to get dog armor. Are you named? No. Aw, man. Not named. Okay, well, leave a comment with what we should name them, because these little guys definitely need a name. I built them this whole enclosure, and they like being up high, because all mobs do, and I didn't think about that when I built it, so they all just walk along that edge. But you can usually see them, so it's not too bad. And, yeah. It's cute. I intentionally wanted the sky to look kind of juvenile and like painted on, and I think I might have gone a little too hard on that. It also has lights that are not on for some reason. They're supposed to go on and off with the day-night cycle, but it's still day. Yeah, it's open, so I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to look. I must have covered the sensor. And this is my sheep farm, which is just the exact same as my brother's. There's nothing interesting about it. It's actually worse than my brother's, because I was like, oh, we're gonna have them all funnel over here, and like the little guys will put them away for me, and they are way too slow, and this is super backed up, and it's a horrible mess. So yeah, but they do eventually put them in their spots. It's really just that I gotta fix these. Hold on. Okay. I wanted them to be here and look all nice. And I could have just been like, yep, yeah, boom. But no, instead I did this. And I have to live with my mistakes. So we'll move on. It does look very cute though. Like, isn't that nice? It looks like a little too outdoorsy for being in the middle of like a tunnel, but I don't care. It's fine. I feel like I should finish the roof and have some like temporary walls so that this feels more complete, especially because I like to have creatures that can free roam, and they are, I think, going down this and dying down there, or at least getting lost in the caves. I'm guessing that there's some spot in the cave somewhere that's got like 15 various creatures. Yeah, this is my very robust cactus farm, very complex, I know. I would like to make a proper one eventually. I don't remember why. Oh, I need a green dye for like banners or something. But yeah, I'll make a proper one eventually. I did at least complete the floor, and this tunnel is longer than I feel like it looks. I don't know, that actually looks pretty long. It's definitely rocket worthy. Oh, did you hear that fox? I think there's, oh yeah, there's one. See, they get stuck in the caves, and I specifically got white and orange foxes because it's like copper and iron, and that's cute. And they all go to the top of the mountain or get stuck in caves. There's no in between, and that's kind of annoying. This is the main like center, and that is Bronze Peak. as I've built, like this is the first thing I built, and it has kind of been dwarfed by other builds around it, so I may need to make it taller, but I did all that decorating on it, and I don't want to. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a lore reason it's kind of wimpy. Calling it a peak when it's not the tallest thing is kind of underwhelming, so it is sharp though. This is Crowbert, and Crowbert was in the bird bath, but once again fell out. I don't know why these crows keep moving around when I'm not doing stuff with them. Got a custom tree. I want it to be like early fall is the vibe I want here. So there's a mix of green and orange. This is my resin farm, which is way more efficient than I needed. I was like, orange, that'll be important. I need that. And I honestly use resin more as a scaffolding because you can break it really quickly with one punch, and I don't care if I lose any of it. And scaffolding is mildly more annoying to use. So yeah, it's actually working right now. It's literally just they all get... Oh, man. This isn't worth it. We'll speed this up. Okay. Yeah, you just come up here and you can hit them with your sword, and it's just high enough and far enough away from things that it works without having any of them spawn down on things. It's kind of ugly, though. I need to do some... I tried to decorate it. This is it decorated, but it's not really what I want, so I need to do something else. I was thinking of adding some, like, big gears on it to make it look a little bit more industrial, but we'll see. And this I thought was fun. It drops their loot down, and you can pick if you want it to smelt the resin or if you want it to collect the resin. And there, again, was a little guy right here that was moving them, who he's probably in the library now. But let's actually, while we're talking about smelting, let's go down and check that out, because I built a smelter over here, and there is, well, I guess there's a way you can get back up over there, but this is not really made to be easily traversed right now. It's something that I need to work on. But over here, if we ride this little minecart, whee, this takes us to our super smelter, which is a bit more robust, but not as automatic as the other one. Basically, you need to manually add the fuel in, and it's got plenty. Like, I don't need to worry about it. I have my wither farm, my wither skeleton farm, which produces tons of coal, so I just went, like, I don't need to make another thing. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of coal in, and that's been great. So you literally just throw your items into that giant puddle up there, and then it sends them down into this. And there's a bunch of mine carts in here that will go in little circles and fill it up, and it shoots them into this tunnel right here. Bless you. And then I can collect them up there. So I don't ever actually have to come down here unless something is broken, which, like, it can break. If you throw something in that's not smeltable, you need to go in and manually get it, because it's going to put it into one of these furnaces, and then that furnace will no longer work. So it is something to look out for, but generally, as long as you're careful about not doing that, it works great. And this was just mining. I just needed some materials. Yeah, and then this was just for building. Over here is where the smeltables show up, and it looks like I cleared this out. This was built in large part because look at all this copper, and this is like, I don't know, 3% of the copper that I've used, so I've just had to do a ton of smelting copper. I know a lot of people will just mine out an entire trial chamber, but I don't really want to do that, not gonna lie. I also found one recently. You'd think I've done a lot of mining in this area, and I've done a lot of exploring, and I just haven't naturally stumbled on one over here. I have done them in this world, but I'm overdue. This is also a spot where you can drop them off. This is Fight Club, and this is Fernando. And right here, you can drop straight into the water. That's the water down there. So that's if I don't want to go all the way down with the minecart. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, most of this down here is not decorated yet. This is my foxes, my backup foxes, so I can make more. And this originally was my little bedroom, but I don't really ever come down here anymore, especially because all the foxes get trapped somewhere. If we come back up here, there's nothing on this side yet. I just made a tunnel. There's a cool, very similar shaped like cherry grove over there that I think I might like start building stuff there in the spring if I get tired of building over here because, you know, cherry blossoms. I feel like a cherry blossom dragon is what my heart is telling me over there, but we're going into winter, so not yet. This is one of my favorite nether portals. This one competes with the triangle one that was in the Aether. It definitely needs more stuff behind it. That's not resolved yet, but I think it's got cool vibes. I think it's fun. I think it fits the vibe of this place, so I like it a lot. No. Okay. This tower is way bigger than it should have been because it completely drowns out the peak, but inside I think is really sick. Like, this is so many bookshelves and it took forever, but it was fun. A lot of it was just through trading, so I didn't even have to craft most of them. These are supposed to be couches, but they look like beds, so I don't know. I don't know if that comes across as couches. This one looks more like a couch. This is technically where my enchanting table is, and it's too wide, so we just have 2 of them. Got my crap in there for that. Yeah, I got the chandelier and the clock. I love this interior. I think this turned out really lovely, and yeah, it's cozy, it's grand, it's cool. I like it. I don't like this part quite as much, but I still like it. It's not done, to be fair. Like, the walls need more going on. They look kind of barren. This is supposed to be kind of my brewing station up here, which I don't think I've brewed a single thing here, but part of this indoor garden is so that I have all of the grown resources available. I have used this space for cocoa beans because I needed a bunch of brown dye, but that's about it. Over here, hello, let's actually sleep real quick. You can see what that's like up here. Oh man, no, okay. I made this window nice and big and I still miss half the time. Okay, in here, I need to decorate this. This is supposed to be like a really cool big... Who the fuck did that? Wherefore art thou? Okay, I guess you fell. I hear more oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, but this is my actual bedroom. I heard something. We're gonna see if I can sleep. Here's my babies. Anyone else? I need to fill in the holes up there. There's the weird gap up there that I'm gonna do something with that I keep putting off. Okay, sleeping. Yeah, this should turn into like a cozy, fun hangout space. That's sort of like my personal desires up here, but I don't know what exactly that would be. And this room is kind of too tall for cozy, so I don't know. I need to, like many other things, I need to work on that more. Okay, so back over here, we're just gonna litter everywhere. We've got, this is my mud house, which is the exact same farm that my brother had, where right here you can just break and place your dirt to get more mud. So that's the whole point of this house, is to have that. And in retrospect, I actually have the like cauldron data pack that lets you just throw dirt into a cauldron and it turns it into mud. So this was completely unnecessary, but it's cute, and I feel like it gives me more like allowance to use that data pack. Like, I did all the work and now my reward is that I can actually use the data pack. This is not quite finished, but it's in the ballpark. This is where you can put like bricks or anything that crafts into 4, like bricks, and then it comes out here. So like, I've got my nether bricks here. I don't know what this oak plank is doing. Yay. And yeah, so you can just grab them in there. The inside is nothing interesting and clearly unfinished inside, but it's way more hoppers than it needs to be. That's the big consensus here. And I was going to have multiple of them crafting, and then I realized that the hoppers don't move fast enough for that. So I don't have a great solution for that. But yeah, it does spiral down over here. I'm going to put like a cool tree here and a cool tree there. I need to build so many trees. It takes so long to build trees, and I keep giving myself projects that mean I need to build trees, and then I keep not building the trees. So I slapped a bunch of default pine trees over here. which is not the only thing I want. I would like to have more than just pine trees, but I wanted some trees. It looked so barren. This is my wood farm that I'm going to build like a sawmill over. But I put this whole cute little path through here, and the trees do help, but yeah, I need a lot of custom trees over here for this. And I think that just about covers it. So we'll see what that total farm count is at, and yeah, wrap that up. I hope you enjoyed getting to go on this tour with me. Starting a forever world has been so much fun for me, and it really unlocked something in my head that has let this be a long-term art project in a way that nothing else has really resonated with me on. Looking back, I'm really surprised at just how much I was able to build in this last 9 months. It's a whole Minecraft baby, and I'm really excited to see what I end up building this next year. If you'd be interested in more frequent progress updates, make sure to let me know. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year!